when you were, I know Saria uses this term, tripreneur. When she was trying this, trying that. That's what that means. And she's smart, yes. So, let's go to.
I should trademark that.
Yes. Don't say it, don't steal it. So, tripreneur, back in that state, back in the state when you were on that campus, right? And you're like, listen, what in the world is going on? Do I have what it takes? Back in the day when you were a mom trying to make a living, like, let's go back to that moment. Because we look cute and everything today, but we ain't always. Did y'all wake up like this, like Beyonce?
Oh, no.
She don't need to wake up.
Listen, and as Stevie was saying, I used to call myself, I called myself a former tripreneur because I tried everything under the sun. Baby, I was what I did do? Till knives. Anybody remember those? The knives? And they can expect you like words. I was an insurance agent. Y'all, I was a bail bondsman. Wait, what? Yes. And you got to take tests for these types of things for me to quit. So I done tried it all, y'all. And then when it came to coaching, I tried to coach in everything, and it wasn't until I decided to niche it down. For 10 years, from 1999 to 2009, y'all, I was, for some of it, I was a professional tripreneur. Then I became very complacent and stopped dreaming and just was working my job. And it wasn't until my father, who was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, watching him go through the process and then eventually becoming my angel, that I got tired of trying stuff, and I got tired of donating blood twice a week, plasma twice a week. I got tired of having a pray car and the car be loud and embarrassing. I got tired of all of that. And that's when I decided I was going to get focused and focused and focused and focused. And so that was 10 years of trying.
10 years. Y'all hear that? Yeah. Some people give up after 10 minutes.
Yeah. I know, I'm looking.
We were saying age, but she's still young. This is all my youngest. Dr. Sade, let's go back to that campus when you were trying to balance, because listen, they call me Dr. Stevie, but I have an honorary doctorate. The Lord blessed me. That was part of testimony too.
Amen.
This young lady.
Well, she did this.
Yeah, she went through. She went through the So she had. She was dissertation. So put some respect on her name, because the journey that she had. Let's talk about it.
Even before that, so 9 years ago, I started my business, but I was living overseas. I was living in the Republic of Kazakhstan. So I was in Asia when I decided to start this business.
Wow.
And I was,
She says it so casually.
You know, when we began to start a business, my background's in education. I knew how to be a teacher. I went to school to be a teacher. I always wanted to be a kid. My mom was in the back picking me up at 3 years old. I said, you gotta wait, because the other kids didn't learn their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, and I gotta tutor them. But again, I'm a kid too. So I always knew I wanted to be an educator. I had no idea that it would happen online. And what really changed the game for me, I started my business, and then 2 months later, I relocated back to the United States to move to Wisconsin to start my PhD. So I was a new PhD student and a new entrepreneur, trying to figure out both parts of my life, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So through that journey, that's how we got connected. I was trying to figure it out. What's this calling, and why am I doing these things? And as a student, a studious student, if you need help with math, go to a math professor. If you need help with science, you find a science professor. So I knew that if I was going to be successful in business, I needed to find successful business people to learn from. So that was just a part of that journey.
Yeah.
This
is humbling. So, a lot of people don't know, in 2012, I had an online shoe company called SassyShoeGallery.com.
Nice.
And I wrote a business plan, because you have to have a business plan. And I received funding for $31,500. I ain't had no business license. I All of it. This is before I knew about inventory. So this is before somebody, I even found out about the whole coaching industry and drop shipping. I'm sure they know about that then, but you know. I was literally, that's why I said it's humbling. I had a Chevy Suburban, 2005. I had over 140 shoes in the back of this truck that I would drive around. I would have dinner tables just like this, selling shoes from a table, from the bowling alley, wherever I could set up. I had an office. And then one day somebody asked me to help them write their business plan. I charged them like $297.
Wow.
Start where you are. Don't judge me. Start where you are. And it was in that moment where I realized, like, I don't want to do this for them. You know, I don't want to write your business plan. That's your vision. Like, that's not my vision. I can't own that. And I became a part of a team. And we were doing like events and things like that. That's where we met. And that's when we started doing these webinars. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I made $15,000 in 21 days in commission. Wow. Oh, this gonna work. And that's literally how I became webinar strategist, and webinars became my vehicle of transformation. And like I said, a lot of people don't know. And still got the domain, sassysugar.com. You know what I'm saying? It brings me back to where I started.
Everybody has a different part of transformation, like books, courses, webinars, but they all have a deeper ministry or platform. What is your deeper message with what you do?
Absolutely. And that's such a good question.
I do what I can.
Most of the time, that's what people lead with. And so, versus the vehicle. And so, for me, my life mission is to be remembered for impacting the lives of 10 million men and women in mind, body, and soul. If you notice when I speak, I give praise to God. I talk about God all the time. I even talk about just different things in regards to what we need to be doing within our own selves. We can make a lot of money, but if we're not right here, we're not right here, we're not right here, none of that matters. And so in order for me to gain the trust to talk to you about those types of things where I will indirectly throw it in VPC meetings, I have to show you a vehicle that can get you there. Does that make sense? So, yes, that's my purpose.
We going fishing. Go ahead, Dr. Sade.
Part of my purpose is to help other people find their purpose and to live out their calling. And then there's another level of purpose to help women make money. Because when women have more, financially we do great things. We change the world. We clothe the babies. We make sure everything is good in communities. And statistically, we've seen when companies have women on their boards, they do better. When governments have women in leadership positions, we do good things. And those things are not wars. We do good things. So, you know, we live in a male-dominated society. We've let them rule for a long time. We see where we are. So I really am committed to helping women have more because it's good, and we want to sow good seeds in the world. So women having more is a good thing.
That's good.
Purpose. You know, recently, everything has shifted, you know, in life and business. And one of the things that I've come to the realization is that my purpose is to create a community of women where they feel safe, where they can transform internally and be empowered, because whether we know it or not, whatever our traumas are, they come out in business.
Yes.
And so they come out in ways like fear,
Yes.
in a lot of different ways. And so what we've done is we've shifted where we actually approach both sides, the internal plus the external side, so that you can be powerful and profitable in your business.
That's very good.
Yes. So, as we begin to wrap this up, I just want to see if there are any questions that you have. Because listen, the stats say, and I'm a stat, like my whole purpose is to become a stat breaker and help people to position themselves to be that. Because when I made 6 figures, I found out the stats about it. First off, less than 11% black, white, yellow, purple, male, female, period. Traditionally, black women make about $28,000 in our businesses per year.
Wow.
So we here, and maybe some more of you in the room, have broken the stat.
Wow.
And when I expire from this world, listen, my name's going down in history.
Come on.
That's how I feel. So, this is the way that I want to do it. And factor income is truly that. When I learned how to really keep my why in person, because it's literally a why. My mother's part of that why. Like, me being able to help more people, specifically even in my day job where I help people become more literate, because I understand that, traditionally how we were kept from reading, that's a whole different message. But being able to help people to get their GEDs, help people, like, my impact is there too. So this is a meeting that when you leave here, you will not be the same. And in that, you have the opportunity to speak to people who have gone through where you went through some different times. We have some mothers up here. We have some people who've gone through grief. Some people who've gone through identity, all kinds of stuff. So do y'all have specific questions for these ladies?
Yes. First of all, thank you for my book. I think I have a kindred spirit, and that is you, Teray.
Teray.
I can't say that, so Teray.
That's okay.
So in this book, right, I'm gonna tell you what I'm expecting, some steps in here. So I am getting steps also in this book because this is where I am. I am in the Ecclesiastes 10:19. Money answer all things. That's my phase right now. So this entire event is my divine point. So I'm just wanting to make sure that I'm in the right place, and is that what I'm getting out of this?
So I
book?
used to charge $7,000 to help someone write their book. So
Okay.
for 20, I ain't gonna be able to give you the whole thing.
Right.
But it is going to give you foundation. And in the bonus training that I said I'm gonna send you, I did do a training where I showed people how to utilize, not use AI to write your book, but how to help it with the foundation and how to get your book done in 3 days or less. So y'all gonna get access to that. So excuses. I got you, girl.
Thank you.
So listen, I want you to make money so you can go to a proper club. That's
Right.
Natasha is a brand new author, like super brand new. She had her books. You had your
Last night.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yes, girl. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So, hey, everybody.
I
Okay,
see you. We can see right there.
just stop. So, here's my question for you. Many times people don't realize that all of us know this, but others don't, that whatever gifts, skills, and talents, the it factor is transferable. So if you're doing an excellent job on your 9 to 5, you can use those same skill sets into your entrepreneurial venture. What have you found to be, what is that it factor that you had that you were able to transfer to what you do now?
Ooh, that's good.
That's a good spot for us.
Okay. I went to school for computer science. Shout out to my HBCUs, Hampton University.
HU.
Anyways, no, I went to the story about don't come out of school. Okay, I'm a problem solver. So I went to school for computer science. You do problem solving in it. So the book is just a vehicle. That's not really that's just something that I like to do. And I'm using this as a way, again, to fulfill my full purpose in life. Does that make sense? Right. So I use the skill set of being good at solving problems. And then when I decided to get in the book space, I made sure I wasn't doing it like anybody else was doing it. Don't nobody do it the way that I do it. And as soon as they try to do it the way that I do it, I'm already 10 steps ahead. So taking what you're good at and applying it to something, it still may not be exactly the same, but it's still, and I'm gonna let y'all jump on one here too, but it's still gonna be something in regards to whether you're good at leading groups. That's a skill set. If you're good at getting people to do what you want to do at the job, that's a skill set. Me, I was really good at solving a problem. So I took that skill and put it into a business of something I like to do.
Very good.
Skills. So the direct one is definitely my background's in education. I teach people how to create curriculum and courses. But the one that I do want to share it took me a while to understand why I wanted to be an entrepreneur, why I love strategy and branding and marketing. When I was a kid, my side hustle was working presidential gubernatorial in municipal elections.
Like a kid. Like
As a kid, before I could vote.
How old?
Yeah, I met presidents.
Like 10?
I was like 12, 13. I was a hustler. You could either work at Rainbow in the center, or you could campaign and canvass for politicians. So I used to register people to vote. Before I was eligible to vote, I would knock on doors, I would campaign, I would phone bank. I didn't realize that was just our side hustle. What we did as a kid in Irvington, New Jersey. Shout out to Jersey. That's what we did. That's how we made money. And I didn't realize I was learning marketing. I didn't know reputation, brand building. You know, when you're working with politicians and they're working on their speeches, I was learning speaking, public speaking, and how to convince people to do the things you wanted them to do. Because that's what politicians have to do in order to win elections. I was doing these things. Shout out to my mom who just let me run the streets. She's in the back. I learned skills. I didn't realize that it would be a business later on because I always felt so insecure because I didn't have an MBA. Like Dakisha has a business degree. I didn't have one. So I thought if you want to be in business, you got to have a business degree. But I didn't realize I was learning those skills as a kid. So I'm encouraging you, anyone who has a child, look at the skills they have naturally right now. Cultivate those skills. Pour into those skills because those things are going to pay the bills.
Amen. Yeah, great question because I've been in leadership since I was 16. So my first job in college was an assistant manager at Paramount's Kings Dominion. Wow. So I'll be 45 this year, so y'all do the math. I don't know. So I've been in leadership and leading others for years. My last job was a district manager. I had 13 locations over 5 states, over 60-something employees under me, and I would delegate everything to them. It's funny you said something about the MBA because the only reason why I went to get an MBA in finance is because the company that I worked for went out of business and filed bankruptcy. I got an email that I had lost my job. And I said to myself, I never want to be in the position where I can't see the writing on the wall. So if you think about it now, one of the things, in order to elevate your business, what if you sold your business? So that's what I wanted my degree to teach me, how to position myself for true wealth. I have a business that is a outsourcing club. It's a virtual assistant. I can sell it just by having it evaluated. My kids are good, regardless of what I do today or tomorrow. So again, I didn't want to go into entrepreneurship. I lost my job. I tell you, I'm still on leave of absence. I'm not getting a check from it. But this was my journey that was destined for me and for my children.
I think that's a pivotal question to just end on because that was important, and I think I have an HR degree, so when you say transferable skills, it's like, y'all leaving money on the table. Like, y'all may use all your skills. Shoot, I do. Princess can tell you what was I doing yesterday for you.
She does our behind the scenes social media shots.
So, yes, I work for Princess. I work for Reading Connection. Look, I'm on the truck with them sometimes. Listen, I have a lot of skills, and we're gonna make it happen because I'm never gonna be broke a day in my life ever. I got books. Literally last year, I was like, I have over 100 different products, digital products that I can just sell. So, listen. Dakisha knows they've seen the back scenes of my business. So it's like, once you go into that place and really realize what it is that your it factor is, you'll never be broke. Because you can take that one skill set and truly, like a Rubik's Cube, and truly get it together and make that picture. So thank you, ladies. Wait, I have one more question I just thought of. Real quick, why did you come here today? Like, what in it? Because you could have been like, nah, girl, I'm good. What made you come to Greensboro, North Carolina and be here today?
Because you sold it to me, so I'm going to sow back to you. And again, you can't sow good seed in good ground without getting a harvest. And so you have always been there. So I showed up.
Thank you.
Of course. We were gonna get on a bus, boat, plane, car, train, and make it happen, because that's what you do for us too. And you do it for your community all the time.
Monumental things in the last 24 hours. So it's like, you know, some people like, they're supposed to be here and they're not. So the fact that y'all are here and like for real, in real life, then that makes a difference. Go ahead, keep the one.
So, number one, you put it out there and I responded. But also, this is a very important milestone for you. I was there when you were in your transformation, when you felt and you were like, I'm done. And I talked to you during that period. So for you to step out there and do this event against everything that you wanted to do, I was gonna make sure that I was here for you.
Jamie, like, don't ruin my makeup. No.